What's up, Raptors fans? Welcome to the Warriors Report. We have some interesting news to break down for you today. But before we get into that, I have a special guest with me today from Airborne Podcast.
Hey guys, my name is Ajit, and I appreciate you for having me.
Hey, thank you for being here. So let's break that news down today, which is the Raptors could potentially look to trade Goran Dragic October 1st for Moses Brown. What are your thoughts on this, Ajit?
I honestly think I'm kind of conflicted by this because one side of me, a part of me, wants to keep Goran Dragic to see how he is a little bit throughout the season and maybe deal him at the deadline. But the other side, I'm also intrigued by Moses Brown because of what he did to the Raptors last season. And obviously we've had issues with the center position for a long while now. So I'm hoping that we can get him at the same time. But I'm okay with whatever Masai does.
Absolutely. Have faith in Masai, but I agree. I agree with you. Although Precious Achiuwa has been killing it, it'd be nice to have someone like Moses Brown on our bench. That seven. He's listed at 7'2". So it'd be really intriguing in terms of what he's able to bring to the Raptors, which is size. He's, I believe, listed at around 245 pounds as well. So that'd be really nice to have someone, a legit 7-foot center for certain matchups. You definitely need that. As good as Precious Achiuwa, maybe as good as Ken Burch, maybe you definitely need a bigger centers for certain matchups. Now, who would you want back in a trade from Dallas Mavericks? We know they're playing a little bit hard to get. You talked to me about this as well. Obviously, they don't want to give up certain pieces. Who would you want back in terms of besides Moses Brown from the Dallas Mavericks?
Well, I feel like we need some salary fillers as well because I think Moses Brown's on a rookie contract still. But I would like to see if we do send out Dragic. I feel like we're lacking that extra guard, especially with Jalen Harris not being part of our roster now with his issues. So I feel like Brunson could be a name that I could see coming back. And also because he has that Villanova in his blood, and we just lost one of those guys, and so I feel like that would definitely be a good addition. But also a fellow Canadian in Dwight Powell could definitely help our team. He's a veteran presence, and I think he's definitely a versatile big man, and he could definitely kind of shoot the three from what I've seen in the past.
Now, I gotta ask you, I'm gonna put you on the hot seat here. I really like Jalen Brunson. He's obviously, we've seen some of the things he's able to do with the Mavericks, but would you want to go to a short backcourt again? He's listed, I believe, 6'1" and 185 pounds. We got Malachi Flynn in the point guard position. So if we slide him at that two guard in the second, at the shooting guard position off of our bench, are you okay with having another short lineup in the backcourt there?
As long as he has that pit bulldog mentality, I'm okay with it. I feel like what I've seen him do over the years for the Mavericks, especially in times where Luka's been out, he can drop 25, 30 points. And he also can dish he can also dish the ball. And I do feel like, we have so much length now on our roster. I don't feel like it would be as much of a problem going into next season. So I'm okay with the move.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Definitely, he's a bulldog, but in terms of what personally I would want coming back from the Dallas Mavericks, I know we have to fill in the salary because Moses Brown does not match Goran Dragic's 19 million, somewhat million he's making. So now, obviously, there's been talk about Dwight Powell coming back, but the thing is, if we acquire Moses Brown, then we have Ken Burch, we have Precious Achiuwa, of course, and then we have Moses Brown, and then we get Dwight Powell as well. Where does Dwight fit into all of this? Because he's listed as a power forward center, but we have Pascal Siakam. We know he's out. Obviously, Scotty Barnes can play multiple positions. And when we have Chris Boucher as well, I feel like that would crowd the front court just a little bit. So personally speaking, I would want Maxi Kleber back from the Dallas Mavericks. I know he's making about 8.3 million. He's shot the three-point ball really well, though. And some of the things you saw from him in the playoffs, he was guarding Kawhi Leonard, doing a fairly decent job at it. So he's doing a great job of being a good defender. He's also got good size. I forget how tall he is, but 6'8", 6'9". And 41% from the three-point line, 91% from the free throw line. I like those numbers. I don't know how you feel about that. We can play him in late game situations and small ball lineups. So that is one name I definitely want coming back if I was the Raptors.
I can't get mad at that. I mean, he can shoot the three, like you said, and we need some shooting on our team right now based off what our roster is looking like. And he can play that small ball five. I think you said he listed at 6'9". I think it's around 6'10".
Okay, yeah.
And for him, he's also not that bad on the defensive end. I feel like he definitely, especially in the bubble, I've seen him get some nice, decent blocks on a lot of players. And I can't get mad. I mean, like you said, Brunson, I think either if we get Brunson or Maxi Kleber, I feel like it's a win-win situation for us.
Absolutely. Another name I want to throw out there, I would personally really like is Josh Green. So Josh Green was drafted in the same year, same draft class as Malachi Flynn. He's listed, I believe, at 6'5", 6'6", 6'7". I forget how much. I was doing a lot of research in last year's NBA draft, and he was one name the Raptors were looking at and late in the first round. So he would be really intriguing. He can play the shooting guard, small forward position, and he's got good size. He's also a great defender as well. So that could be another name we're looking at. But let's move on to the other topic, which is, do we trade Goran Dragic now? Do we settle for Moses Brown? Are you happy with Masai Ujiri or Bobby Webster trading Goran Dragic for Moses Brown and other pieces from Dallas Mavericks? Or would you wait and look to trade him to other teams? We know his value is only going to go up as we approach the NBA trade deadline. There's also obviously those comments he made. Would we, as Raptors fans, as Raptors management, would they really want him around till the NBA trade deadline for someone who seems like he doesn't want to be here? I know he's apologized, but how do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, obviously he's not on the best end of things right now with Raptor fans. He's made a controversial statement that's rubbed a lot of Raptor fans the wrong way. And I know Raptor fans are going to hate me for this, but I feel like we should play the long game because this is to go back to a topic we just talked about. I don't feel like the Mavericks are willing to part away with a lot of young assets, which is why I think it's going to be either, what's his name, Moses Brown or Josh Green or one of those guys. I don't think they're going to package multiple guys like that. Um, so I do feel like I feel like if Masai is going to trade him, I feel like we should see how he fits into our team because he's a professional. He's never had issues when it comes to playing on the floor, even though he's had his off court issues. I do feel like he'll fit our team, and I feel like he'll be a really good piece to our second unit. And he has that chemistry with Precious Achiuwa from Miami a little bit. So I want to see how it is. And he's not a small guard. He's like 6'3", and he can shoot the three well. I think he shot 38% from beyond the arc. So I want to see that little experiment before we, pull the trigger on that.
I absolutely agree. I think the best thing to do is wait and see because people don't realize, forget his comments for a second. Put those feelings aside. Think of Goran Dragic as a player. I've been watching him for years through the Phoenix Suns and all of the teams he's gone through. But even on the Miami Heat, you saw what he was doing in the bubble. He was hitting clutch shots. He's that guy who drives it to the basket, makes the right plays at the end of the game. So he's going to be a really attractive piece to trade come NBA trade deadline. All of these contenders are going to call the Lakers. Seems like they want to sign everyone, the Nets too. So these teams are going to come calling. So in terms of waiting, is harder to do to wait, but he can definitely bring a lot back at the NBA trade deadline in terms of assets, maybe future first or second round picks, depending on which team it is. So I think the best solution is to wait until the NBA trade deadline and then trade him. Like you mentioned, he can help us with some bench scoring as well. So
I honestly do think at the same time, I mean, a lot of people don't realize our team is really young and a lot of the championship pieces are gone, right? There's only
yeah,
two people we have still left that actually played crucial minutes in the finals. And that's
right.
Fred VanVleet and Pascal Siakam. We know that OG was out with the appendix injury, I believe. So he was out for the whole playoff run. And then Chris Boucher was riding the bench. So I feel like Dragic, he also went to the finals in the 2020 year when we were in the bubble. And so I do feel like we should wait it out and see. And people underrate his game. The man knows how to play basketball, and they think he's washed up and they think he's injury prone, which is kind of true. But he's only 35 years old. He's the same age as Kyle Lowry. And I feel like him and Malachi Flynn can definitely build some chemistry as that 1-2 guard for a second unit.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. That's what people don't realize about this Raptors roster. We got younger. We didn't get older. And we need some veteran presence in the locker room. Obviously, Kyle Lowry was that guy. And I'm not going to go as far as to say Goran Dragic is going to replicate that veteran presence that Kyle Lowry did, but he could be an interesting piece in terms of veteran presence, teaching these young guys. Obviously, I know how upset fans are, and some people may even let me know in the comments section that he's not going to monitor because he's talked about not wanting to be with the Raptors. But we do have to remember Kyle Lowry made similar comments when he first arrived to Toronto. And obviously, that was a different situation, but still. The Raptors hadn't won a championship then. They were, let's be honest, they were nobodies. They were at the bottom of the East at that time. So it was a different scenario. It is obviously not appreciative of those comments he made, but I think have a little patience, have a little patience. We're so quick to make judgments. So let him be with the team for a bit. He's obviously not going to be here long-term. So let's see what he can do. I really like him off of the bench as well. So I think he's going to be a key piece off the bench scoring wise and hold on to him until the NBA trade deadline. Looks like you want to say something. Go ahead, my friend.
Yeah, I do. What I wanted to say was, and Kyle Lowry, like his whole story is come around full circle because before he came to the Raptors, he was backing up Dragic. And it's kind of crazy how Miami's getting rid of Dragic to bring Kyle Lowry in.
Yeah.
to make them a contender in the
It's
East.
it's funny how the NBA works, right? So
It's like, a lot of people didn't want Kyle Lowry at first, and then the Raptors, he has the best 9 years of his life,
yeah.
and that he rewrites the narrative of how he's one of the smartest guys in the game, highest IQs, and one of the best point guards to have on your roster.
And we've
And
tried. Sorry, go ahead.
no, no, no. I was just gonna say, like, one play that emphasizes that and epitomizes that is literally that .5 play in the bubble against the Boston Celtics. Only Lowry could have made that pass. Only a handful could have made it across, tackle fall to the other side to OG in the pocket for a money three to win that game, to stop us from going down from 0-3.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Like I said, the NBA works funny sometimes. We tried trading Kyle Lowry, I believe, is 3 times now. We tried to, we're trying to blow it up. Obviously, Kyle Lowry's to the Knicks didn't work out. Then we tried trading him in our championship run. I've talked about this a little bit, and then we tried trading him this trade deadline. It doesn't work. So you know what? It's funny how the NBA works. But yeah, it was a pleasure talking to you about basketball. Obviously, a great knowledge. Is there any last words you want to say before we end the video off here?
100%. Raptor fans, give Dragic a chance, because Lowry was once that same player and thought he was only going to be here for a few years. I know Dragic's fate isn't the same, but I feel like on the floor, he's a different player than he is off the floor. So, Masai knows what he's doing. And hopefully we can see some Dragon magic on the floor before he's done with the Raptors.
Absolutely. Also, guys, make sure to subscribe to Airborne Podcast. I will leave that in the comments section below. I'll leave the link. He is starting out his channel. He's posted a lot of awesome Raptors content. So make sure to head over to his channel, like his videos, subscribe, and also like this video as well. And if you guys are new to my channel as well, make sure to hit the subscribe button. And that will be it for today's video, guys. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a great day.
Peace.